Good evening. Welcome to all my fans out there. This is Earl the Black Pearl coming to you again on this lovely Thursday afternoon in Brampton. And we're live at the studio of Gospel Mood Entertainment with Sister Kim Campbell, Sister Kim Kelly at the controls. Where did that come from? Anyway, welcome again. And for all who are listening in and watching, this is another evening to learn about your health and also how to learn about paying off the bills, changing your lives forever for the better. So, let's start off first. We are here in North America. We're here in Canada. And a lot of stuff is going around us each and every day that we really don't like, but we don't have the power to do anything about it. One of those things is the food we eat. And why I'm touching on that subject today is simply because there has been going around on WhatsApp other instances of the so-called false food. Food that's been sold to us as a real thing, but it's plastic. And it goes anywhere from meat, fish, poultry, to flour, to vegetables, and the list is growing. It is growing. I am not going to call any names because I myself haven't purchased any, but that's been going around and it's viral. So I'm just saying this, that be very careful of what you buy in the stores to eat, because what you're being sold many times is not even close, and it will harm you. But not even that, they're stealing your money. Because if you can't eat it, you have to throw it away. They're not taking it back. So you waste your money, precious money. So be very careful when you go into the stores and you see things cheaper than somewhere else. Be very careful. As a Chinaman says, what cheap, no good. And what good, no cheap. So watch what you do and how you shop. Spend your money wisely. Buy stuff that you can eat and that will help you to be healthy. That's my message for today on that subject. Now let's talk about something much lighter. For all of you out there who are interested, really interested in living healthy and avoiding as much pharmaceutical medication as possible, you need to pay attention to this event. It's been held in Toronto at the Fairfield Hotel, the Marriott over there on Applewood Road, and this is in Vaughan, Toronto. So all you guys out in the GTA, listen up. It's coming your way. The 20th of March, Tuesday evening. We start at 7 p.m. For more information, feel free to call me, Earl the Black Pearl, 647-989-1039. For those who have GPS and want to make their way there by themselves, the address is 612 Applewood Crescent in Vaughan. The entrance is off of Jane Street, north of Highway 7 in Vaughan. And that will be Tuesday, March 20th at 7 p.m. If you need further directions or information, feel free to call me. 647-989-1039. Looking forward to seeing you there. Okay, back to my regular little spiel. This evening we're going to talk some more about the major diseases that are plaguing us in our lifetime. And I'm going to do a little talk about how we got there and how we can fight our way out of it. Don't give up. There is help and there's hope. First thing is first. We pray. We pray for guidance that whatever we do is the right thing. We pray for healing. Well, let's physically do something about healing. We have gotten everything we need on this earth that will heal us. It was put there in the first place, and it's still there today. It was put there by our Almighty Father, our Almighty God, because He loves us. And He knows that things will go wrong on earth. So He's always thinking ahead. And He puts these things in our hands. And we have lost the way of using it to better our health. The indigenous people, or we call them the Red Indians, they are people who are so close to Mother Nature because they didn't have supermarkets those days. They didn't have pharmacists those days. Whenever they got ill, they had to do it themselves. The medicine man, he was the big shot in the village because he knew all the herbs and all the remedies. But he didn't have any telescopes. He didn't have any Bunsen burners. He didn't even have the white lab coat. But he knew what was good for what and what was not good for what. Because his forefathers taught him and he learned very well. And that's a tradition they're carrying on today. They didn't know anything about going to hospital to have babies and C-sections and all that stuff. No, didn't happen. But you see, we have allowed ourselves to grow lazy and lackadaisical and careless about our own bodies and our own health. And I will right now tell you that at one time I was such a person. But thanks to God, I learned my lesson. And He allowed me to be here today to help point the way. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So we are getting sicker and sicker every day, regardless of the so-called advancement in medical technology and pharmaceutical products and everything else. Because there is a reason for that. And it's not a good reason. It's a wicked reason. You see, these large conglomerates, the big pharmaceutical giants, they have something very serious to protect. And it's just their way of life. They've grown accustomed to the big mansions, the jet planes, the big ships they go out and have parties on, the best things in life. They've grown accustomed to that. And because that is so, they're not about to give that up to anybody without a war. Not a fight, a war. And that's what they are engaged in right now. And if you've ever heard the term used, collateral damage, well, you know what? We are the collateral damage in this war for power and money. We, me and you. And let's not forget, the government is front and center in this thing. OHIP, the U.S. Drug Administration, whatever you call it, they are in it hand and feet together. So don't think they're thinking of me and you. That's not the case. The only time they think of me and you is when they write a prescription for us. That's when they think about us. And not individually, collectively. Collectively. I don't know if you ever noticed, but the family doctors are now walk-in clinics. And walk-in clinics are next to the pharmacies. They're all under the same roof. Is that a coincidence? Nah, I don't think so. Point? Well, you go to your doctor for any reason, say for a checkup. And they slap the little thing on your wrist and they pump it up and they look at their watch or whatever, and it's, blood pressure is high. So he goes on to something else and something else. But at the end of the visit, he hands you a piece of paper with a prescription on it. And I'm going to be asking you guys right now, because it has happened to me, so I know it has happened to you. When the doctor gives you that prescription for whatever, 9 times out of 10, you have no idea what it is for. He says, take it to the pharmacist and fill it. The pharmacist will tell you now how much you're supposed to take and when you're supposed to take it. Because not everybody reads English, so they have to tell you in your language of preference. But you no longer have to wait till you go home and then walk to the pharmacy. No, it's right outside his office. You walk right into the pharmacy. Give it up, and before you leave 5-10 minutes, you have your medication brand new to take home. And that's where the trouble starts. That's where the trouble starts. You're now hooked into the pharmaceutical system. And you never even made a little whimper. You never protested. You just meekly took the paper to the pharmacist, got the prescription, and took it home. Started taking it. The other side of the coin is you go to a naturopathic doctor or someone who deals with natural health remedies. And they say, I have this pain in my neck. And I can't go to sleep. I can't do anything. It's so bad. I'm taking Tylenol 3 and all this stuff, and it just go away, but it comes right back. And you say to them, that sounds like X, Y, or Z. Now keep in mind, unless you're a naturopathic doctor, you're not a doctor. I'm not a doctor. But this is something you may or may not have experienced yourself, but you have some idea what's going on. You don't have any telescopes and anything to probe or pinch or stick into them. But from experience, yeah, my sister, my auntie, that was happening to her, and this is what she did, right? Oh no, no. I can't take anything natural. My doctor said I can't take anything natural. So there's the first whimper. There is the first protestation. Oh no, I'm on medication, I can't. But when the doctor gave you that medication, I didn't hear that, and you didn't do that. You didn't do that. You had no idea what you're taking, what it would do to your body after a while. You have no idea. No idea. But because the doctor is afraid that you'll take something natural and it will cure your disease or illness, you're not even allowed to say natural things can cure you. How stupid is that? How stupid is that? But we're not allowed to say. See, we're so brainwashed, right? We're just into this thing that the doctor knows everything and he's doing everything for our own best interest. No, and no. It's not happening.
His vested interest is in himself and his family. He's got to send his kids through college and university and go as far as to fund his political career and ambitions. That's his priority, not me and you. We're the ways and the means that he's doing all this stuff because we're bought into the thing that the doctor knows best. And everything he's doing is for our best interests. Well, too bad. But you have to wake up to reality. Wake up to reality. That's not happening today. And so we find ourselves getting all kinds of medication. If you sneeze, they have an antihistamine. If you cough, they have a cough drops. Anything. And it's all pharmaceuticals. Right? They're made specially for me and you. And the worst part of it is that a lot of the diseases, especially things that we didn't know about when we were kids, and our mothers and fathers didn't know anything about them, they are rampant now and they're taking us apart, literally. Because the pharmacists, not the pharmacists, but the scientists, they have perfected this thing that they can infect us through air, infect us through water, infect us through food, the basic things we need, food, air, and water. It can't get any more basic than that. But they have perfected this. Because if they create a disease, they have the antidote for it already. It's already made in the lab, waiting for us. And it will happen. Just when and where, we don't know. See, these are how diabolical these people are. Devilish. Why? Money. Money. And another thing, in addition to money, is this thing about the black man is a threat to them. So they do all sort of stuff. And this is not a pipe dream. This is not anything that you should doubt. It is happening today, especially in the country of the continent of Africa. Wherever there is a majority of black people, this is going on. It's systematic. Okay? Some people may say, oh, here we go again. Well, you doubt it at your peril. But people who have lived through it, who have experienced it, they know it's real. They know. You only have to look to Detroit, Michigan, Flint, Michigan, to see what the government did with those people's drinking water down there. Contaminated, lead. And they knew about it and they covered it up. Because why? 99% of the people in the area were black Americans, Afro-Americans as they call them. So it's calculated. Because they already know that lead dumbs down people. It affects their brain. It affects the way the brain works, memory, cognitive experience, everything, right? It just messes it up. So that's a good way of messing up a whole generation or two of black people by doctoring the water and covering it up. It's a sad state of affairs, but we really have to start taking notice. Every second person, not third, every second person you and I know has one of the major diseases going around today. We start off with diabetes. Everybody now has diabetes. Everybody. And with diabetes, they always go, oh, high blood pressure and high cholesterol. And don't forget the eye problems. Don't forget the brain problems. See, we're literally falling apart. And it's nothing that we really do to ourselves, it's what's being done to us. We must eat if we want to live. We must drink water if we want to live. We must breathe the air if we want to live. We have no choice. The only choices we have is if we can afford the good things that will help us to live very healthy, if we can afford it. Because the doctor said, oh, we'll pay for your medication. The other day they said children children under 19 now, right, can get free meds. Okay. And everybody say, yes, government doing something for us, man. They should be doing it long time. But look behind the curtain. Pull the veil aside. And you'll see what's really going on. First of all, prescriptions that are being written today are not enough to cure, C-U-R-E, as they love to say, we cure this and we cure that. But the prescription, the amount of medicine in it, in that tablet, in that capsule, right, it's not enough to cure what is ailing you. They know how much it takes to cure you. They know. They're the ones who started the whole thing anyway. They know. It's not a surprise to them. But it makes sense to me that if I gave you 100 milligram of this and I knew that 100 milligram will get rid of that thing forever, you'll never see it again. Makes sense to me that they're not going to give you 100 milligram. They're going to give you 50 or 75 or 25. Because they want you as a repeat customer. Never mind if it's ruining your liver and your kidneys. They don't care about that. They don't care. As a matter of fact, they're looking forward to give you a new liver and kidney replacement. Or put you in dialysis. Or put stents in your heart. Or give you a pacemaker. It's all money. But we see it as a loved one who is in real trouble. And so we fork out the thousands and hundreds of thousands of dollars to keep that person alive. And unfortunately, keeping that person alive is not always the best thing to do. Because that person you're keeping alive, the loved one, the one you don't want to lose, they're going out of your grasp every day. Because what is being given to them is not to save them or cure them, it's to keep them comfortable and keep making money off of them month after month. Eventually, we will die. We know that. We know that. But it's not the death, it's the quality of life that is important. If somebody's laying on a bed and they don't know you, whether you're coming or going, their eyes are open, they're looking at you, but they couldn't tell who you are. Even if they do, they can't talk. Is that any kind of life we would wish on ourselves or anybody we love? No. No. I hope not. But what is going on is that we're accepting all these things from our medical practitioners or health care providers. You notice how the name's changing? No, it's no longer doctors. It's health care providers. Because they're providing for you and I, and we're paying for it. Gone are the days when you'd go to your doctor, your family doctor, for your once-a-year visit, unless you had something really bad wrong with you. Then you had to have regular visits. Now, everybody is looking after you, and that wall that surrounds you is growing higher and wider. And if you think there is no wall around you, especially when you're in a government facility such as a hospital or the government nursing home, if you or someone else is in there, you better believe that there are all kinds of walls around you to protect you from people who would help you. Sometimes you're in a hospital and you can't eat any food outside unless they prepare it in a hospital. Sometimes there's good reason for that. Another time there's no reason whatsoever but to control what you're eating. And it has nothing to do with medical reasons. They're not scared of malpractice. They're not scared of anybody suing them. They got big fat lawyers just sitting and waiting for a case to come up. They got billions of dollars to fight you and I if we ever dare to tell them about malpractice. Oh, I'm going to sue you because my mother shouldn't have died with that. She shouldn't be given that. Go ahead, sue me. Because you can't win. The government only has $2 billion for litigants that mean you, if we're going to fight back the medical association or whoever. $2 billion. That's what they earmarked for it. $2 billion. Whereas all the hospitals and the doctors and everybody else, they got 10 times that. So they may have 20 million or 200 billion, right? And money speaks. You can take them to court for the next 30 years and you'll die before you get a penny from them, if you ever get a penny from them. And even when lawyers win class action suits, they file on your behalf. You may see 1 cent out of every $10. The majority of it goes to the lawyers. They're the one who reaps the benefit. So don't think we can ever win the way it's going. But there's hope. There's hope. See, I tell people, take back your lives. And you're literally taking back your lives. Because if you allow these medical practitioners and healthcare providers to rule you, and they are ruling us now, or they try to, but if we allow them, it's only going to get worse, not better. Because remember, me and you, we're not the priority. We're the pawn in the game. Believe that. We're the pawn in the game. They are going to do everything they can do to keep us under control so that they can reap their fast money. And they don't like interruptions. And the government is on their side. The government will raid you for everything and anything if you ever produce anything that causes these guys to start worrying about their profits going down, right? Their stocks falling out. So we have to get smarter, and we have to start taking action. I hope what I just said resonated with someone out there, because I'm not just talking for talk's sake. I really want to share this with you. Open your eyes. Let you start thinking about what we're doing to ourselves. Okay? Health is so necessary, it's vital, it's critical. Good health. Good health. Where you can get up in the morning and don't have to grimace and crunch and, oh my God, my back hurts, my neck, my eyes, my head. Where you can eat something and not burping all day, your stomach burning you. You can walk up and down the stairs, never mind running, and your knees are not creaking. You know, This is what is happening to a lot of us today. A lot of us. But we need to stop for a minute and think about what we're doing to ourselves and also what we are allowing to be done to us. There is always hope, there's always a way out. And one of the best ways we can start living healthy, and it doesn't cost us a lot of money, it just costs us thought. Start thinking about what you're doing, right? Everybody lives with stress. Stress is not anything new to anyone. Even babies are stressed out. Some of them don't even know why, but they'll cry from morning till night, and you don't know what's wrong with them. But we as grown-ups, we have a good idea what causes us stress and what doesn't cause us stress. It's beside the point that we still don't do things that will cause us less stress, right? But some stress is good. But the thing is, because we all have some stress of some sort or amount, we have to learn how to manage it. Not cope with it, manage it. Two different words. Coping means you know you can do better, but you're still hanging in there. That's coping with it. You don't like it, but you're still doing it. Managing it is entirely different. You know what is causing the stress, and you're doing something positive to either lower the stress or get rid of it all at once. Some you can get rid of, some you can't. You just have to lower it. And a very good and easy way to lessen the stress is just to sit, take some time. And there's no right or wrong amount of time. Whatever you're comfortable with, whatever you can do, just go somewhere quiet. Go somewhere quiet and sit, relax, and let the thoughts roll. Let the limbs go weak. Relax. You can listen to music if you want, or you can just stay in the quiet. But relax. You don't really have to take any pharmaceuticals or anything to calm you down, because these things are temporary. Remember, I just talked about coping? Well, the medications help you to cope, but it doesn't solve it. It doesn't manage it. Because managing means, in the long run, you're going to get it under control. By natural means, you're going to get it under control. So we need to really slow down. And I know you have single mothers out there and no time for this stuff. How can I slow down? I got kids running around my feet. I got to go to work. I got to come home, do the laundry, cook, clean. That in itself is stressful, very stressful. But I always say, where there's a will, there's a way. And at first, it may seem to be, this is too much, I can't do this, right? But never forget, our Father who is in heaven, He's the one who made us. He's still making us. After all these millions or billions of years, the scientists can go back and tell you when the first man was on earth. I don't know that. But I know God made that first man. And He put everything in us and on earth that we can live, not just survive, but thrive. Not just survive, thrive. Everything is here. Everything. So if we just relax a little bit, go back into our spiritual selves, right? We can make a connection there that will beat any Ritalin or anything they can prescribe for you for anxiety and stress and this disorder and that disorder. Because the body is all linked. Everything is connected. When we get sick, it's when things starting to get disconnected. When we're all connected, we're healthy. Something gets disconnected, we're in trouble. It's like you wire this old place and you flip a switch and you get electricity. Everything is connected. But if a fuse blow or one of the things gets disconnected in the circuit box, then you have darkness for whatever area or maybe the whole place. But we are all connected. From the top of our head to the sole of our feet, we're connected. And we have a built-in alarm system that tells us without any doubt when something is going wrong or has gone wrong. It's like the light on your dashboard in your vehicle. When that light comes on, you pay attention. And if you don't pay attention, next thing you know, CAA is hauling you up off the road somewhere, taking you to your car to a shop because you ignored the light. So let's not ignore when we have signs of something going wrong. Let's just stop a minute, take it easy, and start checking on ourselves. We, as human beings, are intricately made by our God. I believe that. He's perfected us. And we have taken time off to destroy that perfection in one way or the other. Some willfully, some not. Our eyes, our mouths, our nose, they're all one system. And the body has so many systems, I can't even start to tell you them all. Because remember now, I'm not a doctor. But what I know is everything, all those systems are linked to one system. And that's the immune system. That's the granddaddy, the immune system. Why is that so important? Well, you see these gated communities, they're all over the place now. It's a next trend, or it has been a trend for many years, and it's getting bigger. But the gated community is fenced around. High fences that you can't climb over, unless you really wanna, then you'll climb over. But an ordinary person wouldn't even try to climb over that fence. Point I'm trying to make is, it's securely guarded all around. And they have the little guard house. So there's added security. There are cameras, there are added security. Well, your body and my body, we have an intricate system just like the gated community does. We have several different warnings that something is breaching us, that should not be breaching us. From whatever source, through the eyes, through the nose, through the mouth, through the ears, even through the skin. We have built-in alarms, different alarms for different people, but we all have them. But we need to pay attention to them. The immune system is our best alarm, but unfortunately, it takes a while for it to sound the alarm because the deterioration is gradual. Gradual unless you have a catastrophic event like an accident or a fire or a shooting or a stabbing. So then the immune system goes into action if it can, if it's strong enough to survive that, it goes into action. If not, then you need medical attention, prompt, critical medical attention. And then they put the drugs in you that will keep your body functioning, whether it be your heart or whatever, right? But these are for emergency situations. It's not something we can do every day in and out because the medicine in itself in great quantities are toxic. Some of them are deadly. So they're just there for that minute to make the heart start beating again or stopping the blood flow or whatever the problem is. In that sense, and in that case, the immune system has little or nothing to do with anything. But in our general lives, day to day, the immune system is everything. Right? It matches, it meters, it checks, and it ticks off too. Because you get up in the morning and you have no pain. Your nose is not stuffy, your eyes are clear, your head doesn't hurt, your back doesn't hurt, your knees are good to go. All over you like $1 million, man. Everything is working well. And your immune system say, yes, brother, time to go. But each and every day, the immune system is working 24/7, 365. Whether we know it or not, it's at work. Doesn't take time off. No holidays, no vacations. Don't care if somebody's getting married or buried. Keep on working. Has to. Because once it stops working and working properly, then we get ill and we start to rot out. Rot out. Just like metal rots out, we rot out. It's called oxidation. Simple. And one of the worst parts of oxidation is the stress that it brings along. And it's called oxidative stress. Very simple. Things are rotting out. If your immune system is strong, then even oxidative stress can be managed very well by the immune system, doing things naturally without pharmaceutical medication. That's what gave us. God gave us that. But it's as if you give somebody a bunch of money. You say, here, you take that. You go spend it or do what you want with it. You want to save it, save it. You want to spend it, spend it. But it's yours. Take it. And no matter how much it is, if you're not wise, before long you'll have lost all that money and more. If you're not wise. It's the same thing with our immune system. We were born with a full tank of Glutathione. Gluta what? Glutathione. What's that? Good question. Glutathione is what the good Lord put into our bodies, and that is what keeps our immune system running properly, strong, and keeping us healthy. Right? It's little molecules. You need big telescopes and all that stuff, microscopes to see this stuff. So small, so small. Can't see it with the naked eye. So how does it work? Well, the human body is comprised of cells. You mean like my cell phone? Well, sort of. It's the same principle. But it's more like the honeycomb if you look at the honeycomb. Because the honeycombs are all cells. And you see little bees and the queen bee and all of them in there, right? Mm-hmm. Well, glutathione is similar to that. It's in all the cells in our bodies. And scientists will tell you quite with a smile on their face, oh, we have trillions of cells in our bodies. Everything in our body is cellular. We were cellular before Rogers and Fido, and we're still cellular. So glutathione is what keeps our body healthy, and it does that by building up our immune system so it can fight all the diseases and the germs that get into our system. It can kick it out. So when glutathione was given to us by the good Lord, it wasn't by accident. He knows all this stuff. He's the first scientist. He's the best scientist. What they know is what he teaches them. He knows it. But as we grow older, and because the system is working 24/7, 365, the glutathione has to be replenished daily so that the immune system can continue to function at peak, keeping us healthy. Now, there's a lot of story going on around about glutathione and how it can be taken by us to keep our immune system healthy. And with every story, there is a little falsehood or a little misunderstanding. But to clear this all up, you cannot eat glutathione because glutathione is made in the body, not outside the body. It's made in the body, in the cells. That's how glutathione is made in our cells, not outside. So you can't eat it like you'd eat an apple or banana and it goes in and it gets processed. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to eat what we call building blocks to produce glutathione in the system, in the body. What kind of ingredients? Well, think about this, you ladies who bake, or dressmakers, or barbers, doctors, anybody. But I'm going to think of construction workers right now. Architects, builders. They're putting up a building, no matter how small, maybe 1 story, maybe 100 stories. They have to know what kind of ingredients they're going to use to build these structures. And there's a huge variety: steel, cement, blocks, wood, you name it. Okay, but let's keep it simple. So they have to first gather all the ingredients they need in quantities to build the structure. And when they get the right amount and they get good craftsmen to build this thing, then they got a sturdy building that can withstand hurricanes and wind and floods and fires and everything. Because they have thought about everything in building this building. They built it to last. They built it to be safe. Well, the body is no different. We have to make sure that we're giving our bodies every day what we need to keep our body healthy. And our bodies can only be healthy when our cells are healthy. And so, for cells to be healthy, they need the correct amount of ingredients to rebuild each cell. Because every day we lose cells, and every day new cells are made. So glutathione needs to have the right amount of ingredients in it so that it can help to build and rebuild new cells. There is such a product that is available for just doing this, and that's all it does, nothing else. All this product does is when you take it, and it's a natural product, not a pharmaceutical, but when you take it on a daily basis, and I have to stress daily basis, because what it does, it repeats itself minutely, seconds, minutes, hours, days. It just keeps repeating what it does. So you have to make sure there is enough in the system to keep up that steady work. Don't make sense you get orders coming into your factory and you don't have either enough workers or enough material to make and cover the order. You won't be in business for long. So what this product does is once you take it as directed, it goes into your bloodstream, and by doing that, it goes into every part of the body, and every part of the body has cells. So it gets into the cell, each and every one of it, and it cleans the cells. What is it cleaning the cells? Well, there are dead cells lying around, and those dead cells, after a while, if they're not taken care of, taken out of the body, what they do, they start being cancerous. So this is one of the mysteries of cancer, is that they'll give you a clean bill of health after radiation or chemo or both, and they say, well, cancer is gone, we got rid of it, congratulations, you're cancer free. And you go, wow, okay, thanks, doc. And we have seen and heard so many people that has gone down this road and think they're out of the woods. Everything is hunky-dory. I'll go about my business. Yes, I can pick up my life. Unfortunately, from a lot of them, it's just, it's awful, awful. Because when this cancer comes back, and it usually does, if not taken care of properly, it usually does. But you think about this. You have a structure, right? You have a structure, and you had fire. There was a fire. But it didn't burn all the house. It burned maybe a room, or the attic, or the basement, but it didn't burn all the house. So the fireman came, put out the fire, insurance came, looked at it, So, okay, we can repair this. And they give you the money, you call in workmen, and wherever was damaged by the fire, they fix it. Whether they got it or just painted over, whatever, they fixed it. House looks brand new, good to go. But what happened if what caused the fire in the first place? Say a faulty electrical wire, and they didn't find it. They didn't find it. But sometime in the future, the wire, here goes the fire again. This time, the house will probably just burn right down to the ground. Because there are chances that that first fire weakened the structure somewhere and it wasn't detected because nobody's perfect. It happens. The analogy comes back to us and cancer. We think, or the medical practitioners, the caregivers, they honestly think that they got the cancer. They honestly think so. I don't think they do it willfully. I wouldn't even consider that. But it's the method that they use to treat the cancer in the first place that caused this recurrence. Because their method of treatment, they prefer chemo and radiation. And this is just in North America. This is how the doctors do it over here. In Europe and China and those countries, they don't do chemo and radiation and cancer patients. No, no. They have other means, more natural means of fighting cancer. But here, it's a huge business. Huge. You have the Cancer Society, you have this, that. You have the run for the cancer. You have the, now you have lottery and all that stuff. What is happening to cancer? It's a business. It's not being treated properly. It's a business. But let's go back to glutathione. Glutathione is natural and it does its job. See, when your glutathione levels are up in your body, these little demons, we call them free radicals, you call them germs, but they're still bad cells, cells that have been destroyed or damaged, because every time we do anything, we burn cells. That's how we get our energy, plain and simple. So the athletes you've seen running around, playing football, playing soccer, playing hockey, right? They're burning more cells than us who are sitting at the office desk or standing in the shower. We all are burning cells, but according to your activity, some burn a lot more. And every time you burn a cell, it's either taken out of the body or it's damaged. Or if it's allowed to grow and grow and grow and join up and gang up on you, it becomes cancerous. So when you do chemo and you do radiation after you've been diagnosed with cancer, instead of trapping the bad cells, taking it out of the system and leaving the good cells to fight for themselves, they blast away with the chemo and the radiation. So good and bad cells kaput. So when they've killed enough of the cancer cells that they can detect, they say you're cancer free. But what happened to those cells that were destroyed by the chemo and the radiation? And they've gone into the blood to another part of the body where they're not looking for the cancer, but it's allowed to grow in that part of the body undetected. And then they said, oh my goodness, this thing now has spread to the lungs and the liver. Oh, we can't do anything. Sorry. What are they sorry for? What are they sorry for? Did they ever tell you what they're sorry for? They're not going to tell you that they made a mistake. No. They did all they could. So sorry. Couldn't do more. People, we need to know that there is an answer to this madness, because it is madness. Plain and simple, it's madness. You cannot be leading people down this fool's walkway and telling them that everything is all right. And they know it's not all right. Our best defense is prevention. Plain and simple. Prevention. My mother always said an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And that has been said in many, many, many languages all over the world. And it's true. It's true. If you prevent something from happening, as long as it's in your power to prevent it, then it's the best defense you have ever. If you know there are certain things that is deleterious to your health, not good for you, leave it alone. Leave it alone. Right? That's one instance of not paying attention. And the second instance of having paid attention, you've got the little prick or the pain, and you said, I can deal with it. Right? That's not prevention. That's calling in the wolves. We have ways of taking care of ourselves every day. So, let me get back to this product I was telling you about that boosts your immune system as your glutathione level raises. And so, most of the things that bother you, such as asthma, bronchitis, and we're not even to get into the heavy stuff like cancer and all that. We won't even go there. It's other things that bug you at the beginning. It's like unpleasant, but you can cope with it, right? But after a while, it gets to be not only severe, but critical, and may lead you to be hospitalized. So, take care of your immune system by keeping your glutathione levels up and running. I would like to invite you right now, the next opportunity you get is to go on YouTube, type in Dr. Oz and glutathione. Dr. Oz and glutathione. He had this show about a year and a half ago, if I remember correctly, and that was the best explanation I have ever seen for how glutathione works in our bodies. Best. And so once you watch that, you'll understand the next thing I'm telling you. Here it is. This wonderful product I was discussing and describing what it does is a Canadian product. It's made right here in Canada. It was researched and developed at McGill University in Montreal, Quebec. 21 years ago, it came on the market in Canada. You may or you may not have heard of Immunocal. Immunocal. It's a whey protein powder, but not just a whey protein powder. It's nothing like the ones you buy in the health food stores and the workout shops. Nothing. Entirely different. Only the name may be similar, but there's nothing at all that compares both of them. Like cheese to chalk. So, Immunocal is designed to get in your system when you ingest it, and it builds over time your immune system because it is the building blocks. You remember we talked about the ingredients of building houses and all that? Okay. So the Immunocal is the ingredients that helps to build the glutathione levels in the body, and it does that by one, detoxing the cells, getting rid of the toxins in the body, right? Two, giving you energy, and when you have energy, it helps to lessen the stress. You're more energetic, you can think clearer, and it strengthens the muscles, builds the muscles. And all these are stress relievers, and at the same time, it's building the immune system. Wonderful product. I use it myself every day, so I know what I speak. And that's one thing I like about this company. All the consultants of this company, barring none, uses at least one of the products of this company every day. At least one. I myself use 6 different ones. But that's how good it is. So I will be back in about a little while. So stay loose. This is Earl the Black Pearl saying, I'll be right back. Okay, how much was
expands to form a better world. Raise the hope from deep inside. Cause your faith to come alive. It's time to realize you can do anything. You can be anything. Raise the hope from deep inside. Cause your faith to come alive. It's time to realize you can do anything. You can be anything you choose. We can be the change. It all starts with you and me. Knowledge is a cure to poverty. Love is a cure to your pain. So just push on through. Push on through. You've got more than what it takes. Take the time to nurture minds. Leave them with this legacy. Raise the hope from deep inside. Raise it up, yeah. Cause your faith to come alive.
Wouldn't be no sunshine without you. Days all be the same, hopeless, lost and gray. But your light has come and helped me realize my dreams. 'Cause in this game called life, I'm glad you're on my team. Rise and shine, the light has come, always building me up, never breaking me down. Once was blind, now I see. He's the hope to all who draw near. Glad you are in my corner, glad you are in my corner. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Glad you are in my corner, so glad you are in my corner. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Under pressure, you're the definition of true love. When life gets out of whack, I know you got my back. How could it be that you put up with someone just like me? Closer than a brother, you have been to me. Rise and shine, the light has come, always building me up, never breaking me down. Once was blind, now I see. He's the hope to all who draw near. Glad you are in my corner, glad you are in my corner. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Glad you are in my corner, so glad you are in my corner. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Glad you are in my corner, glad you are in my corner. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Glad you are in my corner, so glad you are in my corner. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine. Happy that you're mine, happy that you're mine.
Welcome back to this episode of
Muted diseases.
Immunity for Life. Coming to you live from the studios of Gospel Mood Entertainment here in Brampton, Ontario, Canada, with the lovely lady Minister Kim Kelly. So, how is it going? All right, so far so good. Well, listen, before I get into this, I want to pique your interest a little bit. Just before I left, I told you about this company called Immunotech Research Incorporated out of Montreal, Canada, in the province of Quebec. And we do weekly workshops at various locations in and around the GTA. The first one coming up will be next Saturday, noon to 2 p.m., and it will be at the Onyx, ONYXX, Sports Bar and Grill here in beautiful Brampton, and it's located at Queen Street, which is also known as Highway 7, but it's Queen Street in Brampton. And it's next to the Airport Road, just behind the Home Depot in that plaza. So it's the northeast corner of Airport Road and Queen Street in Brampton. For further information or directions, please call me 647-989-1039 and ask for Earl the Black Pearl. And if you can put it in your GPS, when you get there, 12 o'clock Saturday morning, just ask for Earl the Black Pearl. Another location, which will be next Tuesday evening, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. in Brampton. Yeah, we are in Brampton. And we are at Brampton Soccer Center, southwest corner of Dixie Road, D-I-X-I-E, not Dixon, Dixie Road, and Sandalwood Parkway. It's a big glass building, 2 stories. You can't miss it. So just come on there, and we'll be having another of our weekly workshops, presentations on how you can improve your health naturally and eventually cutting out pharmaceutical medications. And also, very important, not only will we show you how to improve your health naturally, but we'll also show you how you can improve your financial life at the same time. So it's something to see and hear, and it's all good. It's all good. Good, positive information that you can use, but the choice is yours. But anyway, so I'm inviting you to these 2 events. One Saturday morning, noon to 2, at Onyx, Airport Road and Queen Street in Brampton. And on Tuesday evening, 7 to 9, at the Brampton Soccer Center, Dixie Road and Sandalwood Parkway in Brampton. For more information, 647-989-1039. 647-989-1039. So back to the program, and I'm just going to finish up this evening by giving you a couple tips that I've learned. Tip number 1. For all and everyone who says, I don't like to drink water. Well, here's the latest heads up on that. Fact number 1. Our bodies are 97% water. That's what makes the blood. That's what makes the tears. That's what makes the sweat. Water. Not drinks, not coffee, not soda, not beer, Not even wine, although wine is good. Water, plain water. Now, you have also heard that the water is not that healthy to drink anyway, with all the additives in there and water being treated and not treated properly. But you can boil the water. It will get rid of the heavy metal, but it won't it will get rid of the trace metals, but it won't get rid of the heavy metal like lead and all that other stuff in the water, right? But it's better you filter it. If you can't afford to buy filters and water filters and all this stuff, your safest thing is to do the best you can with what you have. That's what I say. So just boil it, okay? Boil it. And you drink eight 8-ounce glasses of water every day, more or less. But again, I said, do what you can with what you have. Not everybody gets the 8-ounce and 8 glasses a day. Nobody. Same like the vegetable. How many servings of fruits and vegetables every day? Who does that? Nobody. Sometimes you eat more, sometimes you eat less, sometimes you don't eat any at all. But everything should be kept on a balance, right? So try your best to drink at least 4 glasses of water. So if you get 6, you're good. 8, wow, you're terrific. But do something, okay? The other tip, and this may sound strange, but this is what I was told by the scientists and the researchers. They say that bicarbonate of soda, what we call baking soda, not baking powder, which is different, baking soda. A little tip of that in a glass of water each day does wonders for your stomach, right? Does wonders for your stomach. It gets rid of most of the acid. You get acid reflux and all that. It will take that out. You see, bicarbonate of soda is the same thing that you get when you buy Tums and all these anti-digestion things, preparations they sell you, right? It's basically the same thing. Some of them, they put a little sweetener in it so it tastes good. But it's the same thing. But this is cheaper. You can get a box of that for like $2, right? And all you do is take a little bit, not a lot, maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, and you put it in your water, stir it up, and you drink that. And do that every day, and see what happens. Something good happens. Something good happens. So, those are 2 of my tips I'm going to be leaving with you today. One is drink your water every day, and you add a little baking soda, not baking powder. Please do it, and you drink that. Right? And earlier on tonight, I spoke about the false food that's going around. I just want to recap that so you're up to speed, all right? It's been burning up the WhatsApp waves, and so I just want to pass it on to you as I got it. I'm not adding anything. I'm not taking away anything. I haven't bought the products, so I don't know firsthand, but this is what they're saying. They're selling tripe, beef tripe. I'm not going to name the store, but it's in Brampton here. I was getting the complaints about. And when they took it home, and this is more than one person, I've seen it, so. It was not beef tripe, it was nothing animal, it was plastic. Frozen. Frozen. And they were tearing it apart with their hands like that before the camera, right? So, my tip is, number 1, you should not be eating that stuff anyway. Tripes, gizzards, hearts, livers, whatever, kidneys, you should not be eating that stuff today. If you know, and if you have been told, and if you see how the animals that are killed, how they're treated while they were alive, they're given all sort of medication, all sort of injections, chemicals, whether to let them grow faster, look fatter, or whatever. Even the chicken wings that we buy, and everybody loves chicken wings. That's where they inject in the wing, the base of the wing, that's where they inject all these hormones to make the chickens grow stronger and faster. Right? That's where in the wings. And it doesn't get absorbed, so it stays there. So when they kill the chicken and prepare the wings, you're getting all those chemicals in your system through your famous buffalo wings or whatever wings you buy. And now they're saying, oh, our chicken are all Canadian. Have you noticed that recently? Now everything is Canadian. And there's a reason for that. See, Health Canada screens a lot better than the US Food and Drug Administration, a lot better. But that doesn't mean to say they're perfect. Things do slip by. Okay? But we can avoid all this by not eating the parts of dead animals. Right? The heart, the tongue, the liver, all this stuff. No, because they're receptors for all these chemicals that have been injected into the animal while they were alive. So why would you do that? The liver is like the sewage in your body. Cleans everything. Why would you want to eat liver? Kidneys are not much better. You know. So that's my tip. What you do, watch what you eat, watch what you buy. Right? Not because it's 10 cents cheaper than somewhere else, you're going to buy it because you're going to be sorry. Number one, you're going to be wasting your money because you can't eat that anyway. So you just wasted your money. If it's $1, $2, $3, you just wasted it. You can't eat it. And if you try to eat it, it's not good for you. It'll make you sick. So please, people, be careful. Read labels. Make sure that you know what you're getting. And one final tip for the evening. Please read your cans when you go to the supermarket. If you're buying soup, prepared food, even your pork and beans, read the labels, please. If you're diagnosed with high blood pressure, that means basically you can't tolerate salt. That's what it means. You can't tolerate salt anymore. So don't try keeping the salt fish and this and that, and oh, I have high blood pressure, I'm on medication, but you're still eating the salt stuff. You know, it won't work. And usually, if you look at the sodium content on the can, the label, and it goes over 100, don't even buy it. Don't even buy it. Because if you look further up where it says per serving, that 100 that you saw there was for like 25 mil of that can. And that can could be 250 mil big. Gotta be very careful. Don't just look at that and forget up the top. It's the servings that count. Because in that 250 mil can, there may be 10 servings. But they're telling you 100 grams of sodium in there. That's only 1/10 of the serving. So the whole thing is 1,000 milligrams of sodium. Hello. And you wonder why when you check your pressure, you say, oh my God, my pressure just went up. What did I do? Read your labels. Make sure that what you're seeing is what you're seeing and is what you're getting. And on this note, I'm going to say so long until next Thursday at 4:30 when Earl the Black Pearl will be back with another show of ta-da! Immunity for Life. Good night.